All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new podcast by Traders Trust. My name is Nordin Majd, and today I have the pleasure and privilege to introduce to you Mr. Nicola Berardi. Nicola, welcome.
Thank you, Nordin, for this introduction. Thank you to everyone listening to this podcast. I am really happy to be here and to share some experiences, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Nordin.
My pleasure. So first of all, I want to introduce you to people who don't know you because we've made this podcast in French.
Definitely.
And we had a lot of positive feedback, but also many English speakers all over the world didn't understand quite well. So we decided to make it in English so that everybody all around the world can appreciate it. So first of all, Nicola, for people who don't know you, you were born and raised in Geneva, Switzerland.
Correct.
And you started to work as a counter in Credit Suisse Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And you made your way up to CFO of a private bank that later became Saxo Bank Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It's perfectly correct, actually. I started, let's say, in 1986 in Credit Suisse, which now became UBS. Huh? Everybody knows, so this bank doesn't exist anymore. And after 8 years over there, I had some other experiences like KPMG, different, let's say, SBC Warburg at that time as well. And then I ended up with, it was Synthesis Bank in 2000,
yeah,
which was a private bank, became an online private bank via a white label, let's say, from Saxo Bank.
Yeah.
And then Saxo Bank bought Synthesis Bank and became Saxo Bank Switzerland. It's from where, let's say, the trading, let's say, business activity started in 2003 for me, when we converted, let's say, the private bank in an online bank.
Exactly.
So, and after Saxo Bank, then new challenges for me and to decide to take my own way.
Big challenge. Few years later, fast forward, 2009, you decide to put everything on the line to open your own brokerage firm, Traders Trust.
Correct.
And 15 years later, again, fast forward to a new chapter, but we're going to get into it in more details. Traders Trust is still here.
Correct.
We are here today in Dubai sharing this experience, your experience, but also not only the experience in the brokerage, which I believe will bring a lot of value to the auditors because we speak a lot about trading, but we want to give you the other side of the business, the hidden sides behind the curtains. And also your experience as a trader, because you're not only a businessman, but you're a trader for many, many years. I have to say that we know each other for over 13, 14 years. So I have also the privilege to call you a friend. We try to be serious today, but throughout the day, Nicola is a very funny guy and a very passionate person about trading. So I want to start with the first question, Nicola. After many years in finance and only in the banking industry, for more than 30 years, what made you leave the banking to create your own brokerage?
Okay, let's say the brokerage came, I will say, with two angles. First is it was the wish of my life to have my own company. On which industry, when I was 10 years old already, I was thinking, what can I do by my own as an entrepreneur? Because I think I have the DNA as an entrepreneur. And then why the brokerage? Because at the end, it was what I know what to do, how to do. Because I was, let's say, in this industry from that many years. And as I said, from 2003, we just converted the private bank into, let's say, online trading bank.
Yep.
So, and I was fully hands-on in all operation side. So for me, it was like I started to think how difficult it is to set up your own companies, where it was the hub, which platform. During, I think, even the last year I was with Saxo Bank, I already started all this process because, and then let's say I decided to move on. But I will say is not because you do the business that you want to become by your own. Is you need to have this wish, let's say in your blood, that you want to create something by your own. And I think that what made my success, let's say, during my career when I used to work with other companies, is that myself, when I work, I cannot work as an employee. Even though I am an employee, it's fine. But I am working as is my company.
Yeah.
I cannot work another manner. This is the fact. So people, they say, why are you working so hard? And I am curious, passionate on what I'm doing, and or I prefer to do it, try to do my best, or it makes no sense to me.
Okay.
So
you were already acting as an entrepreneur before you created your own company.
Definitely.
So in your mindset, you were ready.
Definitely. In fact, let's say, I think you are or you are not. There is no, in my opinion, is like this, because it's more a question of personality than experience. The experience will teach you which mistake you have done, to avoid them, and so on. But the wish to take the risk, to make more and more, and it's a question of risk taker at the end. So entrepreneur, you have to take the risk. There is no way around.
Yeah, definitely. Well, talking about risk, one of the biggest risks that you have taken in your life, I believe, was creating this company, because you hear of many business owners that raise capital and they are involved with many different shareholders. But let's say you took this risk alone on your shoulders. So I believe it was not easy in the first few years. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
It was a big challenge at the end. We were different shareholders. Then some left, some I bought it back. You run short on cash. I made some loans. I paid them back after, but it was really tough period. You know, when it happens that when you are, let's say, on the 10th or the 15th of the month, and you don't know how you're going to pay the salaries to your employees, this for me it's the most difficult, let's say, part of this entrepreneur situation. You don't know how to pay, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just you need to find a solution, or you take maybe a loan on something else, maybe you have a house and you make a mortgage on it, or you do things. Me, I sold my house, for example. I had a house when I was younger. I just sold it, and I took the money and I put all in my business. So yes, it's not easy. That's why I'm saying it's really the risk of appetite in your life that you want to take. I mean, you don't set up a company. Now it's a bit different depending which activity, but brokerage, you need to put capital, and you need a lot of capital, because is the business model is needed like this. I mean, it's not you don't create a company with $5,000 and you start. It doesn't exist. Not in
a
our
serious company.
After, let's say, if you want just to sell, let's say, some wind to people, and people are purchasing wind, then yes, maybe you will, but not in my mindset at the end.
Yeah. Well, back in 2009, I believe that there was only few brokers at that time, at least not as much as there is now. Now they are in the hundreds. Yeah. And you have an office in Limassol, Cyprus. Now, even just in Limassol, maybe there is over 50 brokers, maybe more than 100. The question is, back in 2009, you wanted to make things differently. How do you keep things different? How do you keep Traders Trust different from the competitors today in 2025?
Okay, so basically, let's say Traders Trust, it's I think that every company reflects, let's say, the ownership. I mean, when it's privately owned, I will say. After, I'm not talking about big companies, but it reflects, let's say, the ownership, let's say, mindset. Me, I am a guy that I want to do the things by the book, rules, respect clients, respect the money, the client's funds. These are all my mindset. I mean, I am not, let's say, a good sales, for example. That's why I hate to do sales and stuff like this. I am a technician. I mean, I am a operations guy. So, and I want to make sure that, let's say, to secure the funds of the clients. This was my obsession, to follow the rules about the regulations. Even though sometimes you follow the rules, but it doesn't bring you back anything. And maybe we can speak later about the situation of the histories of the... But for me, at the end, it's even not rules or regulation, is me, my methodology. I don't want to do things to my clients that I will not appreciate that a broker will do to me as a broker. It's as simple as that. I mean, simple rules, but just apply it and keep it. So I will say this is really my main focus for Traders Trust, and these are the rules, and we will, until, let's say, I have this company, I will not change it. I don't think so.
Amazing.
In terms of operations, I'm talking about, mainly. Yeah.
So since 2009 until more than 15 years later, you are still the CEO, you are still the owner of the company,
Yeah.
you still kept the same name of the company, Traders Trust, while many maybe changed already a few times and opened different companies. So this takes me to my next question, because a lot of traders don't have that much experience and they focus only on the regulations, for example, like only the regulators can protect them. So can you tell us a bit about what makes Traders Trust also safe for clients apart from regulations only?
Okay, so let's say basically is the following. Is what I was saying before. At the end, when you don't know a company, you want to have regulators, you want to have, I don't know, auditors, you want to have everything, right? Because you don't know the company, you don't know who is working in. Now we know a lot of stories in the industries that they have good names, and at the end it happens whatever happens, right? I mean, we can name them. Lehman Brothers, the biggest one, right? Yeah. But at the end, all those companies are managed and run by employees.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe they are minority shareholder, but at the end for them is the paycheck at the end of the month, their bonuses. And for me, we can see, at least in our industry, which is really obvious, you can see the turnover of the people. Yeah. You see head of sales management, business development, 6 months, 1 year, 1 year and a half, 6 months, 2 years. Wow, fantastic. And at the end, and it's the same for the company names. Why they change so many times the company name? I'm not sure that Apple will change, let's say, their name tomorrow. They just, if you are clean, if you are comfortable, if you are, let's say, you have a brand and you trust in your brand, I don't see. I mean, you can make a bit of, let's say, I will say customization, but company doesn't change name unless if you want to make it shorter. Sometimes it happens. Let's say you have a long name and you want to just reduce it in 2-3 letters. It happens. But for me, the most important, let's say, is, do you know who is working there? Do you know their management? Do you know their shareholder? Because I bet with you that I think maybe there are 5% of the companies that maybe you can know the shareholders. All the others are just, people and behind the scene that nobody knows.
That's a very big point. And I think this is one of the biggest difference, because the regulator, at the end of the day, I think it can protect you up to a certain extent. But if the owner decide or the main shareholder decide to turn the key and close the business, I think there is nothing that people can do to recover their money. Back in 2009, when you opened the broker, was just post 2008 crisis, because you made me think about this. You said Lehman Brothers. And I think, we've known each other for many years, and we went through a couple of flash crashes and the crisis. I'm thinking of the oil crash. I'm thinking of the Swiss franc. So how did Traders Trust manage to stay afloat when other companies crashed, especially on the Swiss franc? There was the yen flash crash. Okay. How did you manage to protect the company during those times? So
I will be really transparent on this. I mean, first of all, our exposure are really well followed. I mean, our exposure are managed, followed, and covered, let's say, in a way or another. And there is a bit of luck as well. Huh? We should always say the truth. Imagine that at that time, on this 15th of Jan, for the Swiss, imagine that you have 2-3 hours before, you have some clients coming with big exposure. It will be really difficult to handle them. Yeah. It's not that you have a running exposure of high, then it's different. So that's why I'm saying there is also a bit of luck. I think I lost $15,000. So just for you to understand that it was nothing. But it's mainly about the risk management, which risk appetite you have. And we should never forget in FX, in trading, let's say, that flash crash can happen. They will not happen every day, but I think 1 or 2 or 3 every 10 years, always. Yeah. And for the oil, let's say, it was during the COVID, actually. Huh? Mm-hmm. It was as the COVID and nobody was, and the oil went to even negative. People, they were purchasing, and the oil was going down. Yes, but to be honest with you, with the oil as well, we had no issues. at all. I had a personal issues with another bank, but it was not Traders Trust, where I took a big position, and after they canceled my trade, basically, because I took a big position, and I was just keeping the position, and they told me they canceled the ticker. No, they canceled the ticker, let's say. The symbol, let's say, even the product, and they create a new product because it went negative and they could not handle it, and so on and so on. So I did, because I was also working with them as a relationship, let's say, I said, okay, I will not bother you. Just leave it. I don't care.
Okay.
But after, I was not trading too much with them anymore. And again, I will not name them, but I can say that well-reputed bank,
So and it can happen to the best.
Yes. That's why I'm saying, sometimes, I mean, the experience what I want to say is that you should know with whom you speak and you share, and let's say, the people you should know. Of course, you cannot know who is let's say, the owner of all but at least you have an account manager, how many months he was in this company, Also, account manager that they're 3 months, 6 months, they don't care about you. At the end, they just want you to come, and that's it. I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, I think I will never want to speak with a sales that is there 3 months, and it's good. I mean, but I want to know more about the company. I want to know who is behind, who is, let's say, at least even directors, how many years they're there, and what is their reputation. I will investigate a bit before to put my money, and trade.
Well, we spoke also about the regulator, the regulations, and how you can protect the clients, and how Traders Trust trying to keep clients' funds safe. One of the biggest questions that always comes, especially for beginners trader, is about the trading condition. And many traders only focus about the spreads, but they don't see what brokers have other ways, alternative way to take, let's say, some money from them, or it's not just about the spread. The execution is important, the slippage is important, and I want to make it clear. I want you to explain today to the traders that they are watching, beginners or experienced, what is the business model of Traders Trust, and why spread is not the only factor that you have to consider when you're trading.
Okay. Again, I will come back to my experience as a trader. Me, as a trader, I'm trading even with, let's say, the MT4 and with the mobile. And time to time, I'm showing to my friends when I trade. And always the first question that they are telling me, how fast it is. When you push a trade, is instant execution. So this is one, let's say. So now you are talking about spread. So for me, let's say, as a trader, what I would like is that when I push the button, I have the closest price that I had at that moment. Simple, okay? I will not, at the end, you are not looking for whatever. Now, people should know that when you put stop loss, take profit, when you put orders in the market, of course you will have slippage, because what is the next price? In fact, the system triggers the price and it will pay you the next one, basically. This is, let's say, to make it simple. So it can be up, high, and this is another factor, let's say. Me, personally, I don't trade with orders. I trade just on, off, and that's it. Because sometimes there is a small movement of the market, and your order is triggered, is recovered. So I am not an order trader. I like to trade. You just buy and sell. That's it. This is my after, let's say, if it's depending, let's say, the transactions that I want to do, if it's more for investment or for trading, I'm talking here about trading. Let's say short-term trading. This is one thing. After, let's say, I have noticed it. I mean, these are clients that they're telling me. It's not that I notice myself. I cannot test everything. We have a lot of feedback from people. They say, each time I trade, I can count 1, 2, and 3. So if you can count 1, 2, and 3, your trade has done already 10 times the round of the world. Because we are talking in milliseconds. After, let's say, the people they are saying about, are you STP, not STP, market maker, what is the best? I will say again and again, the biggest broker are hybrid model, let's say. I mean, so I am not against the market maker, and I am not against the STP, and I am not against, let's say, I think the best case scenario for clients is their experience. You click, you get the price, you make your withdrawal, and you get your money, then you are on the right place. I mean, the biggest broker, I mean, even the listed one, IG and so on, they're all, let's say, market makers by definition. And usually by market makers is from where, let's say, if they apply the rules, even though after, let's say, they put some latency because there are a lot of abusers in the market. But most of the time, good execution. And you can have good execution, what I want to say, with, let's say, STP broker, market maker broker. But you should know that the market maker will make money, from your losses, sorry.
That's exactly the point.
This is the only, but this is the game, okay? It's like the casino. Casino makes money from your losses. So if you know the rules, you accept them. After, let's say, in terms of spread and, let's say, operations execution, for me, what it's important, once I know the company, when I am comfortable with them, I want that my trade goes straight on, in, out, and I can get my profit. This is my only concern.
Yep.
For me, the spread is not, I prefer to pay a bit more of spread, but be sure on that, let's say, the execution, the withdrawal, the customer support, let's say, all these parameters. And I know with whom I'm working, I know who they are. You know, I prefer to pay a bit more.
Yep.
But at least, I mean, you cannot have a Ferrari with the price of the Dacia. I mean, the Ferrari, you know, there is an history, there is everything. It's the same. At the end, I think Traders Trust is not for the cheapest, let's say, clients that they are looking. We are not expensive, don't get me wrong. We are really, really competitive. But we are offering a level of service really high as well.
Yeah. Well, you know, you started to mention something that I would like to spend a bit more time, is the difference between market maker and STP. Because my question was about execution, and you explained the market maker keeps the trades in-house. The STP will send to the markets, to the liquidity providers. So the advantage is that the STP will not have any conflict of interest with its own clients. But this is the point that I want to spend a bit more time, because what is the conflict of interest and what are the red flags that a trader should be worried about when trading with a broker, for example, as a market maker compared to an STP? And I want to go a little bit broader, meaning the deals that they can make, like a P&L deal, meaning delaying the withdrawal, meaning requotes. What are the, let's say, top 3 or top 5 red flags that you can think about for a beginner trader and even an experience, because it's not just about the spread, but it's about the whole trading environment?
Okay, I will say, let's say, okay, the definition of the market maker and the STP, as you said, is that the market maker will make the first sense once the clients start to lose money.
Yep.
Okay. And I will come back another story about this as well. And let's say what we call a STP broker, which is a straight-through processing broker, is that is connected, let's say, with at least more than one liquidity provider, best case scenario, maybe 3, 4, 5, whatever. They aggregate the price in order to have the best price, and they give it to you. And they put a markup on top of that, and this is their income. Yep. So your performance in trading will not affect the income of the broker. There are other risk management, which I will not, but let's keep it simple. So if we take the trading activity as a client, in individual clients, when he loses, this is the profit of the market maker broker. Yep. And for the STP broker is the volume. More it does volume, more the broker makes money, independently of the losses or the profit. Okay? So this, let's make it clear. Now you ask me a question, let's say the
red flags.
The red flags. The red flags, for example, you have red flags like if we know, I think that most of our auditors are using MT4. Is, for example, you cannot put an order at, you need to have a minimum deviation of the market price in the ordering, let's say. This, it's, for example, you are a market maker, but again, it's not something wrong for me. There are good market makers in the industry, and I will not say no. But just to make some, let's say, to understand if it's more STP or market maker. Then you have, let's say, for me, as I said before, one of the red flags is the latency. I mean, if you have to count 1, 2, 3 in order to be executed, just make sure that your internet line is okay. But if the internet line is fine, then it's not acceptable. Then you have the requote. I mean, the requote should never exist. That's at least in Forex, where it's a massive liquidity market. I will not speak about stocks and let's say but when there is not liquid, but a massive liquid market, there is no requote. I mean, I never had a requote in my life almost. So,
can you explain why? Because we have a lot of beginners, maybe who are watching. So I know you have a lot of experience, but you're going straight to the point. STP. Like in terms of execution, why the execution will be slower and why the execution might have requotes. So why the 1, 2, 3? Or why the requote? Where is this order going to make it have a requote?
So in order, let's say in terms of, let's call it in terms of flow of the orders, I'm talking about when you have a requote basically, is that when the clients trade, let's say push on the button, let's say buy, this order goes to a dealing desk into the brokerage. The dealer should accept requote. It means that the price moved in the market or he is not happy with the price that the clients stick. So he will change his price and it goes back to the clients. And if he accepts, then he's going to be executed or he's going to trade again. It goes to the dealing desk and again until that the dealer has to accept the trade. So, but this basically, for me, is not trading. This is that you have like a monopoly people behind and they just want to spread a bit or take more advantages or refuse because maybe you are making profit as a client. You are categorized as, let's say, profitable clients. So they just requote you until that you lose, let's say, the opportunity and you lose your position. Maybe the worst case scenario, for example, is when you want to close the position and they requote you on the closing of the position because you are making profit.
Making money.
Yeah. This I will say. This for me, it's when you have requote like this. For me, it's a big red flag. I will say definitely. This the other red flag after it's always the withdrawal. Listen about people. Let's say don't be fooled about the reviews, for example, because I know brokers that they are good brokers, but sometimes you have people, competitors. They go and they say blah blah. Always good to look. Let's say what the broker is answering, because most of them they are even not clients to the broker, and it happens. I would say the requote is really one of the most latency requotes is really the big red flag for me in terms of trader. I mean, I will not go to a broker like this, never. I mean, I will have one requote or one something like this. I mean, on a big liquid market where there is no specific reason of movement, I will just close my account and withdraw my money straight on. No way.
Well, thank you for this. I think now it's quite clear. I think people will understand much more the execution, the difference of models. This is for clients. This industry, I think, relies also a lot on the B2B business. We are working with affiliates, introducing brokers, people that they are educators, they have academy. This is a standard in the industry. And I think there is a big difference in being a partner with an aggressive, let's say, market maker broker and with a cleaner STP broker in the whole business model that they have as a partnership. So can you tell us a bit about how your partnership model works and how is it different? And maybe it might sound less interesting, but explain why is it important to know this difference.
Okay, so now let's talk about, I will call it what we call IB, affiliates, business partners, let's call it. That those, let's say, actors are bringing us the business, which are the final trader, right? So Traders Trust is acting as a B2B2C, basically. Let's say B2B as a business, and those guys bring us the clients in order to make the, let's say, a small, let's say, overview. So for IBs, so you should know that Traders Trust, from the very beginning, we work almost only with IBs. So we don't do marketing. It's not our strength. So we don't have a booth about 150,000 in all the expos and making sure we are not there. Because someone has to pay them, right? And maybe it's the client's losses, right? So, in terms of IBs, our business model is really simple. We don't want to mess around. We have a model that we pay dollars per lot. Sometimes it's not good for us. Why? Because, for example, I give you examples when, let's say, you have different currencies, the value of the contract are not the same. So this makes quite differences at the end. But we want to keep it simple for the IBs. This is, and the IB, if you start to speak about spread revenue and stuff like this, but if they know it's per lot and that's it, at the end, they will not bother themselves. They see I trade, let's say I brought, 1,000 lots, is 8, 9, 10, sometimes even more for the master, for the big communities. Then it's really easy. 1,000 lot, $8 per lot, 8,000. Really simple. They have all the reporting. We have also multi-level and so on. Now, a lot of time, IBs are leaving because people are paying them $20 per lot, $25 per lot, $27. I listen everything. But me, I have some philosophy. I was saying before, if a client, let's say, lose money, the broker makes money, right? But most of the time doesn't make the full money. He's paying back something to the IB. And is where all the game comes in. If you pay, let's say, 60%, 70% to your IB, clients need to make a lot of losses. They need to make clients to lose a lot in order to make money. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Yeah. So it's really simple. If you make, let's say, $10 and you have to pay, I don't know, on this trade, you have to pay $7 to someone, it remains $3 to you only, let's say, on the business. The client has to lose much more. Otherwise, you do not even cover your fees. So we do only deals on volume-based, let's say. It happens sometimes that people approach us about the what we call it on profit sharing. Most of the time, we can make some small profit sharing, but it's related to the volume, in fact. Yeah. So instead to pay per lot, you make some assumption because we have a lot of data in this story, let's say, and we revise them. And in fact, we translate the dollar per lots in percentage of P&L or something like this. And then we can, let's say, find something. But to be honest with you, now that we are talking together, I don't have even a deal. So it was requested, and I think I never did a deal so far. So we were talking about, but at the end, now we are all, let's say, dollars per lot, and that's it. A lot of IBs, they come, they want percentage, and so on, profit, let's say, mainly the share of the losses of the clients. Yeah. In fact, what they say, no, don't worry, I will make sure to take you only dummies and so on, and I will maybe, it's really it's really well known in the industry. They will sell them the moon and so on, and then maybe they even make trading session for them, just to make sure that they will lose fast, in order that the IB makes as well the, let's say, the profit share of the client's losses. Again, it's not my, and we had a lot, and the bottom line of this as well. IBs, they come, they promise a lot of money, and they come back to us for one simple reason, is that we pay our IBs from the last 16 years on time, every time, and even some every week, They don't, because our big IB, they make some requests even weekly sometimes, for whatever reason, and we have IBs more than 10 years. As we have clients, more than, we have some clients. I have one client, for example, is an individual, traded more than 100,000 lots, but not in one day, because just, I think, in 5 years, and he's still trading. So we are loyal with clients. We give them a good services. We don't want to have issues with them. Whatever it's correct, we deliver. And when I'm talking about clients, I'm talking clients and IBs. Yeah. Yes, I will not pay like others, $25 per lot, yes. So you want $25 per lot? Go with them. You want 50% of the profit sharing? Go with them. No problem. Go. Yeah. And we know the end.
So to make it clear, like Traders Trust since day one, have a model that you don't have conflict of interest with the clients, no conflict of interest with the partners, and having partners that they don't have a conflict of interest with their own clients, because they make a commission from the fees of the brokerage and not from the losses of the client. So it's a clean win-win business. The clients are being introduced, which makes the company save in marketing. And instead of paying as you said, the booth, for example, the expos, so you just have to pay the partners a part of the income of the company. But you mentioned something really important. You say you have traders that they are with you for over 5 years, maybe 10 years, some partners, 5 years, 8 years. We've met some of them from Far East to Latin America. My question is that since for the past 15 years, you had access to a quite strong data from those traders, maybe thousands, tens of thousands of traders, small amounts, big money from all over the world. What can you tell me about losing traders, the losers? What do they have in common? If you would have now to give your experience on the trading, on the trading side now.
I will say it's, in terms of pattern of trading or in terms of behavior?
Trading, whatever you want, what will make them the common traits that they have that make them end up losing?
Let's say I will not order them, let's say, as a priority, but what comes to my mind. One is definitely wrong money management. Why they lose?
Number one reason.
Not number one, I will give you, let's say, my main reason. Let's say money management, let's say not followed, or then which goes with the money management, leverage. We offer a lot of leverage because we have a lot of clients that they want a lot of leverage, but our leverage is dynamic. So bigger your exposure is, less your leverage goes. So it goes like this. But nobody is obliged to take that leverage, right? People, they can trade. Then is this pattern always to take small profit and let it run, let's say, the losses. I'm telling you this story. I knew an old trader, and he was telling me, Nicola, when you trade and you have your strategy and your pattern, the most difficult is not to open a position, is to close the position, and even the worst is to close a position with a loss. And each time you do that, open a bottle of champagne because you are really a man. He said, is where it's the most difficult to do. To close a position with a loss, but closing a position with a loss, it means a lot as a trader, and is where you can see really fast the pattern. After there are other factors, durations of the trades, let's say, this. But I will say money management, leverage, let's say the strategy to take really fast profit and let it run the losses. Yes, these are for me, let's say.
Accepting your losses, having a good risk-reward ratio. So risking a certain amount, but...
the management is how much you want to risk, let's say, on an exposure. If you have 10,000, you trade with 10K. If you say, I want to lose maximum 10% in one trade, so mathematically, in 10 trades, you're out. So now if you say, I want to lose maximum 2%, but during the day, no overnight, or on major, because they have a second fluctuation, already you reduce it. It's not 10 trades, it's 50 trades, right? So then it's just statistics and mathematics. But you need to follow. After where people, is always the emotions that counts, let's say, and goes, let's say, to break all the strategy. That's why people, they say, when you are not too much experienced, you read, you try, you test, and so on, and after put a small strategy, simple parameters on a paper or on your mobile or whatever, and let's say, follow them.
Plan your trade the plan.
Exactly. That's
so, we saw the negative side, because it's important. First of all, if you want to learn, you need to make sure that you correct your mistakes, you learn from your mistakes. But we often hear in this industry, 15%, 10%, 5% of the traders are really successful in the long run. So as much as you had extensive data to see what losers have as a common patterns, now I want to ask you on the other side, what makes the traders successful from your experience looking at thousands of traders throughout those years?
It's exactly the opposite.
That's it.
It takes just the reverse of just what I said. Let's say, the people that, for example, I know, not personally, I have seen it making money. Okay, you have two types. I will speak about. You have the real trader, where he's following the path, is not taking too much exposure, it's keeping the position longer and so on, because he has a medium long-term view strategy. Usually when you are, let's say, a scalper trader, it's you will not make, let's say, money for a long run. Let's put it this way, okay? Or there are some people that have information. There is no other way around. I have seen it with some even official news. We have seen some clients, bing, they were coming 10, 20 minutes before, not 1 second, 20 minutes before the news, open a decent position, and they withdraw the money at the end, yes. With their profit, I'm talking about. Now, people that they have withdrawn their profit, to be honest with you, I have seen really, I can say on years, right? I will say we have some good traders, but otherwise there are really few, I would say, yes. There are some, but...
in the long term, may like being profitable years after years. And can you give us some insights in data? Because I think also people want to know a bit about that. You've been in the brokerage. You were, as I said, on the other side, behind the curtain, looking at what's going on backstage and having access to information from thousands and thousands of traders. So you explained what makes the losers traders and the winning ones. In terms of instrument, is there any particular instrument that you see as successful? Because nowadays, we see a lot of people trading currency pairs, trading indices, but a lot of other traders that they trade gold, for example, or crypto like Bitcoins, which we just like buy and hold since they are really on an uptrend. So what successful instrument can you...
Okay, let's put it this way. Of course, it's not... at least it's my opinion, but with my experience. For me, the Forex remained the best one. I mean, why? It's just due to the liquidity, let's say.
Yeah.
This is, for me, I am a real trader. When I push on the button, I want the execution done fast. So for this, what you need the systems and you need the liquidity, right? Now, other product, we can see, let's say, definitely the gold and crypto are, let's say, on the move. The gold just touched 440 yesterday, or almost 50, almost $4,050 let's say, per ounces. I mean, we are levels that we spoke together, I think, 9 months ago, and almost 1 year ago, and I said, Nordin, if you think that is like this, just buy call options and go on. But I will say yes, gold and crypto due to their volatility. Yeah.
Gold and crypto? Yes,
gold and crypto, definitely. I mean, as a alternative, let's say, product, definitely the gold and the crypto. Yeah, but the crypto, it's a bit difficult because you need to trade it in CFDs, so there are costs behind and so on. Otherwise, you have to go as an investment product, more like a stocks that you buy and hold. If you think that, let's say, is more an investment product. People are also, let's say, trading, taking advantage of it, but volatility is really high and the risk is really high. I mean, you get wiped out. I have seen it cases like wiped out in let's say in less than a minute.
Wow. I know you don't like this type of question, but I will still ask it because you are a trader, you are a speculator, but you don't like to guess that much. But still, for the beauty of the social medias, since everybody likes to make predictions, which is not an investment advice, disclaimer, where do you see gold and Bitcoins? They are the hottest, let's say, instrument at the moment. Everybody talks gold, everybody talks. There are some market analysts, they were saying that one is crashing, one is flying. Coming month, year, 2026, we are heading to the end of 2025. Where would you see Bitcoin and where would you see gold?
It's a good question. If I knew it, I will keep it for me. It's a good question. Yes, you're right. I don't like such a question. I have no idea. But let's say, to be honest with you, based on the information that they are in the market, I think that somehow the market will have a correction.
Yeah.
Let's say the stock market I'm talking about. But the gold and the crypto can potentially do the opposite. So go further up, both of them is like an alternative investment. And especially the gold. I am a strong believer that the gold will go even further, because what we can see in geopolitics, to be honest with you, I don't I don't see why gold will not go further up. I mean, there is no reason. You know, it's really simple. You have a crypto where, let's say, the Bitcoin that is at 123 or 4,000 now, and we say that is limited resources, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is gold unlimited resources? I don't think so. I mean, is limited also.
Yep.
Is also difficult to get it. I mean, and so on. But why one goes like this is due to the transfer.
Yeah.
But the gold people, let's say, all these political events are coming, and government are purchasing gold as well, a lot. Because also people that they have the reserves in dollars, when you see that the dollars, different currency lost 20% in a year, so they yet to convert their, let's say, treasury in something a bit more material. I think we will go back to the gold reserves more and more, I mean, in terms of, let's say, countries, yes. So definitely more higher for both, for two different reasons, but for both.
Still more bullish momentum.
Definitely.
But, you know, when you see that the countries' gold reserves are being accumulated, is it also a sign that maybe something in terms of crisis can happen, which is much bigger than what we've lived?
I told
in
you, I don't
2008?
bet. I think the stock market will make a correction.
Yeah.
I told you. I think correction will come sooner or later. It's question. I cannot tell you tomorrow or after tomorrow, but will come definitely. I think that you have Trump in the game. There are many things. Okay. Yeah. We have seen it. Let's say, imagine that if you take Nvidia, Oracle, who else? I mean, there are 4 or 5 companies due to the AI. Let's say chips and stuff like this. They are exchanging between them more than 1 billion. So one purchase, let's say, something to the other company, the other company to the other company, and in 5 companies they purchase, let's say, their services or their goods between them, and it's a value of $1 billion. I mean, 1,000 billion. It's trillion. Well, yes, it's something crazy.
Yeah. Well,
so there are a lot
one
of things.
has to balance the other.
Yes,
people will go to the safe haven, to the gold. Maybe will invest as crypto also as a safe, let's say, also
and people
assets.
they are.
But it needs to be taken from somewhere.
Exactly, they are concerned. They want to move also the funds faster. Yeah. We are in 2025. You don't want to wait a transfer, let's say, even 10 minutes nowadays. You want to make it like this. So if I have to send the money, I don't want to spend my time bank wire to my bank and IBAN, and they will take 2 days and whatever. No, it's instant.
Interesting.
So crypto will definitely
go. Still have more momentum.
I think so, yes. Unless there is, let's say, political stuff, regulations again. But as I said, with what I can see now in the market, with the information that we have now, I don't see why it will not continue. At least the rally for gold and Bitcoin.
Nice. Well, at least that was clear. You still answered it, so thank you for that. Now, to wrap it up, I want to ask you also another question that is in the future. It's not so much of a speculation like gold because it's not within our hand and control, but it's for traders' trust. Where do you see traders' trust in the coming month, in the coming years, or on average at least until the end of the year 2026? Where are you taking the company?
The traders' trust will continue as it is. Traders' trust will. We are adding, let's say, now the MT5, for example, new platform. We will continue our methodology. We will not change. We will just expand. We have copy trades. We will speak more about the company. We have new people in terms of marketing. To disclose, not to disclose, to at least to how you call it. We want to communicate more about our product, because I think that we have a fantastic tool and the fantastic operations, and people, they don't know. And it's really important that we will communicate be a bit more exposed about, let's say, how we work and our services. But we will just continue like this. We have a really good business model. There is no reason to change at the end. Yes, and I am really proud to have a team with me I mean, you are part. I mean,
Yeah.
we know each other, as we said, and I have, let's say, I think 5 people in the company that they are almost 10 years with me. I mean, all my key people. I mean, it's
You
not
have some
my key
strong
people,
pillars,
but it's like a family at the end. So yes, we are quite strong on that, and things are moving quite nicely. Yeah. And it's always IBs, IBs, IBs. This is our business model.
Yeah.
Make them understand that it's not $27 per lot or 70% of the profit sharing. They will not be more happy, but on the long run, just for you to know, we have some IBs, we pay more than 100K a month in terms of fees. So just you understand.
The message is clear.
I mean,
transparency above everything.
Exactly.
Honesty.
They have the reports. IBs they have multi-level as well. We know that people, they don't like this terminology, but I mean, it's just to share between, let's say, other IBs, and they can create a real community about. I mean, I think if things are done honestly and properly, there is no reason not to work well.
That's a good quote to end up this podcast.
Okay.
Nicola, I want to thank you for your time. I think that's been some really good value that we share to the people, and we talk about communication. I hope that they get to understand not only what the company is, what is the message and the values behind the company, but who is the person, the one and only behind the company, which is yourself, that you created, and you are still there working to continue growing and expanding the broker. So Nicola, thank you so much for your time, and
thanks,
I hope to make another podcast soon. Guys, thank you so much. We wrap this podcast up for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't hesitate to leave some comments and some questions for the future videos that we will do. And I hope to see you soon in Traders Trust. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, Nordine.
Thank you very much. Okay.